Max, thanks.
I just wanted to clarify about beliefs. So last week you were talking about how our beliefs can influence our discovery of truth, and then today you're talking about assumptions. Is that the same thing? Or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty much your beliefs. You can see your beliefs are not established just in your mind, Max. So this is the thing we've got to get away from. Many of us sort of think that having a belief in my mind is what determines what I'll do next. It's not actually true. Your beliefs are connected to you emotionally. There's emotional reasons why you have them, right? So every assumption you have is really a false belief that is in you emotionally that then causes you to make a false assumption, right? So you could say assumptions are the effects of error-based emotions or error-based beliefs, error-based desires. They're all the things that are error-based are going to cause us to make presumptions that are also in error, and therefore make choices that then are also in error and to our own detriment. So I find this interesting because many of you sort of understand if you choose to do the wrong thing enough times, it hurts, right? You know that. But you still keep doing the wrong thing. So you've experimented, many of you have experimented enough with doing the wrong thing. You have. But you're very resistant to experimenting with doing the right thing. Why? It's because the addiction is telling you that it's the wrong thing. So an example of that is, somebody comes up and they say to you, Max, look, Max, I don't like you very much. And the addiction starts to come up going, I need him to like me, right? So I'm going to try hard to get him to like you. So I'm going to tell him all the reasons why he should like me. I'll do some things, pander to him so that he comes to like me. And all of those things you'll choose to do will be in your addiction, right? All of them will be decided upon because of an addiction. Now, in that place, you're not going, he's allowed to not like me. I don't have to be liked by everybody. You're not doing that. You're going, I need to be liked by everybody. I need to be liked by him. I need to work for him. I need to, do something that's going to impress him, type of thing, Just like you would with your dad trying to impress him, right? Yeah. And in that place, you're making lots and lots of assumptions, including this assumption that it's a right to get him to like you is being made. So it's driven by a false belief. You don't need him to like you. You don't even need him to like you to be happy. You can be happy without anybody on earth liking you. So these are all assumptions we're making in that place, right? So very important to understand that many times we're taking actions that are based upon the assumptions that are based upon spiritual beliefs that we feel are true and that we must have, that are actually false and we don't need.
Yeah, I don't even feel I'm doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
I just feel I'm right.
That's right. In that place you're going to feel you're right. And this is where it's so easy to get caught up in the idea, I'm sure what I'm doing is right, and yet it's bringing me bad results. And my thoughts to you are, if it's bringing you some bad results, you've really got to contemplate whether, firstly, you are doing the right thing. Secondly, if you are very positive from God's perspective, you're doing the right thing, you can feel those rewards, then it's probably the right thing. And the people around you don't think it is. So hardly any of you are very impressed with me when I talk to you about your addictions, right? Most of you are just totally annoyed when I do it. You get pretty angry and crappy with me about it. Right. I know I'm doing the right thing, so too bad. All of your emotional responses are, I just feel like it's too bad, man. Like, you get angry, well, it's too bad. You could have been happy. You could have chosen to be happy. You could have chosen to see how bad that addiction is, but you didn't. Too bad. Like now, like I've told you, God's trying to tell you already through experience. Who else is going to tell you? Now, if you don't listen to the person who loves you and trying to tell you something, it's going to be hundreds of years before you learn it. because it's just going to be year after year after year of experience that's going to knock it into you. You know what I mean? It's much nicer if a guy can come along and tell you you're in an addiction and you actually believe him than it is to go 200 years having a bad experiences only to find out in the end that he was right. Make sense? So when I think, when I see you behave badly with me with regard to me sharing with you your addictions, I go, yeah, you're all bad behaved, we're all badly behaved. I don't think I'm badly behaved in that place. Do you know what I mean? If my intentions are right and my intentions are pure and my intentions are to love you and my intentions are to make your life easier, then I know I'm doing the right thing. Even if you think it's wrong. So this is where, if love's involved, it's easy for me to determine what the truth is. When you get angry and upset with me and don't want to see me for years and all that stuff, you're not being very loving to me. So I know you're wrong. Does that make sense to you? I don't treat you that way. Whenever you want to see me, I see you, right? I don't treat you that way. I don't sort of excommunicate you from my life for the rest of my existence just because you said something to me that I didn't like. And that, it might be different if you come up and punch me every day, then I'd be saying I'd stay away from you. But I don't do that with you, right? So why is it that people want to stay away and be angry? Well, I don't see it as my problem. It's not my problem. If I've been loving and my feelings towards a person remain loving, then there's no problem. Even if I've made a mistake, there's no problem. Even if I was wrong in what I said, there's no problem. Because I still love you. And you don't love me. So that's the lack of love is the problem. So, a lot of the things we choose to do and a lot of things we choose as truth are primarily the assumptions we're making because we think it's true. It's got nothing to do with reality. Make sense? And this particularly pertains to your interrelationships. God has truths about how love works. Most of you have no idea of those truths at all, of how love works. You don't even believe them to be truths. You believe them to be personal opinions. But you've got to remember that everything that God has designed, including how all of your emotions work, are all mathematical and predictable. Right? That means that every emotion you have has a mathematical cause, has a mathematical result. It's going to be the same, any person with the same emotion is going to have the same result. Right? If you really understand that, you can learn a lot and grow a lot, if you really get that. But when you start thinking, it's just their opinion, my versus my opinion, we're having fights all the time. Many of you come to God's way and you're still fighting with each other. What is going on? What's going on is you have not accepted the truth and you have not accepted how truth is determined through love, not through fighting. Right? That all pertains to this, not understanding the methods to find the truth. Just because you believe something is true, it doesn't mean it is. Just because you were offended, it doesn't mean you should have been. Make sense? And in fact, if you were offended, you were definitely wrong. No matter what was said to you. There's no reason to take offence with anybody, other than there being an emotion inside of yourself you're trying to prevent. Right? When you feel confident within yourself that you're doing the loving thing, and you know you are, and you can feel God's approval through what you do, when somebody tells you you're doing the wrong thing, it will have no effect on you whatsoever, and you certainly won't get offended from them. Nothing they say will offend you. Many of the things said to me are offensive to the average person, but many of the things said to me every day would be offensive to most of you. But I don't feel offended. And the reason why is because I know the principles of truth. Very important thing to understand for your life, this. Now, the reason why I've laboured it so much here in this discussion is because last week I felt like we did have that discussion, remember, about truth, didn't we, in the first part of the day, right? In the morning. But I could feel for many of you, you're not understanding the ramifications of it in your life. You understand? So we can talk about how the soul is made and how we determine truth from a purely theoretical perspective. And I did last week. We did talk about it from a purely theoretical perspective. But at the end of the day, it's not going to benefit you until you really get in your heart, wow, this is so important for me, to understand this fundamental thing, because all of my life's happiness in the future is going to be determined by my ability to absorb truth as rapidly as possible. And all of my life's unhappiness is going to be caused by the error that I absorb instead. That's a very, very important thing to understand. If I am not understanding and practicing and putting into practice the methods to find truth, I am going to be very prone to discovering errors. And because I'm prone then for discovering errors, I am also going to be very, very prone to having pain and suffering. Because errors always cause pain and suffering. Always, without exception. Right? So unless I grasp this need, really, you could say it's a need for us to come to the concept of how do I learn? Really, that's what we're talking about here. How do I learn? And I'm saying, don't learn errors. Many times what you're currently doing is learning errors. That's not good for you. It's going to cause pain in the future. You want to learn truth, because that's going to bring you pleasure and happiness in the future. So this is the methods used to determine truth. Sense?